dangerously close. Then the Mubarak supporters start to move towards the square. A wave of thousands surging forward, first on foot, then on horseback and mounted on camels. The army tries but ultimately fails to keep the two sides apart. The square, a scene of celebration for days, is now the front line in the struggle for Egypt's future.
His recent speech in Doha as outlining a series of these steps.
As you game this out, what's the best case scenario here and what's the worst case scenario?
Well, I don't want to get into a series of hypotheticals because I think we would.
You guys are getting into a series of hypotheticals.
I'm just not going to get into them here. Of course, we are planning for a full range of scenarios. I think it's important, Jake, to understand that I think it is hard to even imagine several days ago the events that happened yesterday. So events across this landscape are happening very quickly. We're watching those events. We're planning for those events. There's a deputies committee meeting that starts very shortly.
To the problems and the drama, political crisis unraveling in Egypt. Well, naturally, there's been global reaction to the crisis in Egypt. The United States has asked its citizens to leave Egypt as soon as possible. Turkey is sending 2 planes to evacuate its people, while the UK, France and Germany have cautioned Hosni Mubarak against the use of violence to bring the situation under control. All right, let's gauge more reaction now from Europe and talk to Nadine Barber in London. Nadine, what have you been hearing there in London about the reaction from the wider Europe?
Well, Darren, as you were hinting at, there have been political statements from various
size and determination in Tahrir Square. Obviously, what we're seeing here now are live pictures coming out of Tahrir Square. We're seeing this is also the time for call to prayer. We're seeing many of the protesters, of course, praying in the street. It's about that time of the evening for their call to prayer, so we can actually see it. Let's just see if we can hear anything happening in the square. Let's just pause for a second and hear.
People are wondering right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's an extremely interesting situation that we'll obviously stay across it as it develops. Let's go back onto the streets now, if you can call it that, and speak to Hossam El Hamalawi. He's a journalist and blogger, an activist, and he's apparently walking down or across the 6th October bridge heading to Tahrir Square. Hossam, I don't know if you can hear us. Just tell us what you're seeing on the ground there.
I'm right now at Tahrir.
One person just pointed out, he said, look, the sidewalk isn't broken up, the street is not broken up, all of the rocks came from the other side. They were under siege yesterday by just a shower of rock fire. They're trying to clean it up, they're trying to create some sense of...
Getting close. This teaches people...
There are a number of army soldiers here. They seem to have grabbed someone and they're holding them. The street is just a sea of rocks. I mean, there's hardly any street anymore.
We're seconds away from starting this. Man's here right. And there he is.
He's concentrating, man. Look at those puckered lips.
He's got a killer face whenever he plays this game. Here's Stork over here at the middle left. Now there's only 3 starting spots on this map, so whenever you scout your opponent, you got a 50% chance of finding him right off the bat.
He makes him very sick. Find these openings aren't good.
Stork does know his position of that hyperless den and the hatchery. That can make it tough for Dark Templar to sneak through there.